And you know I'm not a radical Jew. I'm not even a religious Jew.
No, I know.
I have no stake in the game. And this is coming from
I know. I know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, imagine H3, cool guy with his podcast and everything, going a little downhill when he had a woke lefty friends that was supporting him all the way when he became woke too.
I know. I know.
Until the Israel thing started happening, they start bashing Israel consistently, and they want him to bash his own race. Cool.
You will be held to a higher and higher and soon impossible to maintain ethical standard.
He's a power bottom. Power bottom is a guy who likes to wildly ride the peg of another dude.
By the very mob you currently wish to please.
Y'all really need some LGBTQT.
Why? What did
Shut up.
What did I say wrong?
Shut up.
Colin, if you have a problem with my character,
You got it right. I mean, you literally got it right.
Power bottom was.
Yeah.
Then you will make a mistake,
Okay, we have a call about the top bottom stereotype.
and they will devour you with glee.
So Matt, what have I got wrong?
I know often you feel inclined to describe someone where you think they might be a bottom. And I think that that's often a misconception. I think one that comes to mind was maybe Jordan Peterson that you described as probably being someone that would be a bottom.
Please take this warning seriously. I like you.
To be on the bottom is to give. It's to give. You know, it's a gracious thing. Like theoretically, Jordan Peterson, if he was a power bottom, he could still be alpha. Apologies to whatever his name was. Apparently I was homophobic to him. People say it was gross and disappointing. Saying you can guess if Matt is a power bottom by his voice is so gross. But I was right. That was the point. Is that it sometimes feels like Ethan thinks LGBTQ plus people are exotic or something. It's super uncomfy. I do think some of y'all are way too insensitive for the show. Just to be totally honest, I think this with peace and love, you might be too sensitive to watch this show. If you're watching this show and you're perpetually offended by things I'm saying, you may want to just stop watching, like genuinely.
I know. I know.
I didn't add this part. The point that I'm trying to prove with the click previously, most people think like that. Because Ethan was just trying to describe one time on his own podcast that if somebody has a feminine voice, usually they might be the bottom. But he was cancelled for that. He platformed Jordan Peterson when he didn't have a platform when they started to cancel him.
Today's guest is the great and wonderful and one of our all-time favorite guests, Dr. Jordan Peterson, who has graced us with his presence.
And now when these people didn't have Jordan to cancel or anybody else, they're like, okay, who's the next one? This guy said something wrong and they went after him. And he can change his opinion, but you can change the fact that you're a Jew. And that's an issue.
How do you handle it? Like knowing that there's people out there who have never met you, don't know you at all, but they just hate your guts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on who they are. If they're an academic or a journalist of some repute and they go after me without warrant, I'll go after them and call them out because I think if they're professors, it's like, get your act together. You've got a position of authority.
And this is how he handled it when he switched on the person that was so great.
Better, and that's not toxic masculinity.
What are we going to do without men? You know,
The real dragon of chaos is actually
what would we be without men?
These are all different days.
Who keep notes of all their enemies?
Imagine somebody is helping certain people, you join a different side, and suddenly you start ridiculing a person that without the side respected this person.
Today's guest is the great and wonderful and one of our all-time favorite guests.
And I'm like, we live in a disgusting society right now. And am I happy that he's receiving it back? No. I'm happy he's learning. But my views don't represent 1,000 people looking at me. bruh. So now we have the whole idea that he became famous with his podcast, and the guy that supported him was a political giant on a different platform streaming Twitch, talking about politics, but the radical one, you know?
I know.
The radical one that most people like, yo, you went so much to the left, the center people or right winger, that guy.
I know.
They eat each other.
Leftovers done for good. I wouldn't say it's done for good. All I said is that it's, I would like to take a pause from it. That's all. On one hand, people are saying, Ethan, someone take Ethan's phone. And so here, this is me relinquishing my phone. I'm saying I am taking a break with peace and love. My fear with the show is just basically that for the time being, is that there's going to be a lot of more episodes that are going to make people really angry. And it's going to be really upsetting. Maybe I am casting too broad of a brush when I talk about like the reception and stuff, but there is a lot of people that take I don't really even know what I did other than like try to talk about how horrible Hamas is. But that enough turns people into just the meanest I've ever seen them. And it's just not worth it for me and my family. There's a million people everywhere talking about it. So I don't feel that I need to add my voice to it right now. You see my face?
That's like me being, you know what, I live in Spain, I'm from the Caribbean people do something weird, and you tell me here consistently on my show, hate your country, tell them they're bad, denounce your country, and I'm like, yo, why that extreme? Go tell it to the people over there.
Oh no, what happened? Oh no, how terrible, that's just awful, how terrible, oh no.
The dude has a community right now, there is no Discord. They hate him. You have to do what they say. There is no middle ground.
Saw in that Discord was near universal praise for Hamas, near universal saying people deserved it, people near universally calling me a Zionist pig, mass murdering, genocidal freak.
The people that are supporting him have an internal CIA group that are hating him. And guess what? These Discord people, they are supported by his colleague. I'm like, yo.
That shit fucked me up seeing that Discord because it made me realize that a lot of these people are watching this show and it frankly disturbed me.
Liberals eat themselves consistently. They can't just have a semi-middle ground opinion anymore. You have to be super radical to have a support right now. People in the comment section. So now that they don't have a show, they meet each other on stream and the guy is destroyed.
Have you lived through daily suicide bombs in cafes and bus stops? Or
As a matter of fact, I have. I grew up in Turkey, but that's a different point.
Okay.
Yes, I have experienced that 100%.
Okay, in Israel. So
no,
like,
not in Israel, but in Turkey I have.
I know. I'm talking about Israel. So, okay, fair enough. You've experienced that in Turkey. Do you think that you can understand without being there and without living there, like that you can convince them otherwise? I don't understand I don't understand where that confidence comes from.
He's just trying to point out I experienced something and it's unique, and I find it weird that people are telling me how I'm supposed to feel when these are people behind the PC and they don't know how to feel. Well, I have anxiety. Why do you point that out? Oh, you're an ableist. I'm like, huh? How did that conversation go there? It's like victim, society of victimhood that promotes nothing sufficient. Like everybody has to be horrible at the bottom and point the finger at the top to everybody we think are in an advantage position. I don't know. Do I feel bad for him? Yes. I wish him the best, but I'm like, I would never want my kids to even experience like 5% what he's experiencing. Have fun like a kid, man. Not the victim mentality. I teach my kids just to be gangster. Yeah, that's it.
I know.
Simple, man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And if you need to catch a car my kid more in a funny way, like the video.